Welcome to the Teen Survival Channel, your hub for success. You're standing at the edge of a cliff. Behind you is high school, everything you've known for the last 4, maybe even 12, years. In front of you is. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? It's the real world, a place that feels both exciting and completely terrifying. And you have this sinking feeling that for all the Shakespeare and algebra you learned, school didn't quite teach you the things you really need to know. How do you manage your money so you're not constantly broke? How do you build good credit so you can actually rent an apartment or buy a car someday? What are the essential life skills that will set you up for success? And not just survival. If you've ever asked yourself those questions, you're in the right place. And trust me, you are not alone. A recent survey revealed a staggering 80% of teens have either never heard of a FICO credit score or don't really get its purpose. Another showed that while 85% of high school students are interested in learning about money, very few feel ready to handle their own finances after graduation. That gap between what you need to know and what you were taught. We're going to fill it. Together. This isn't just another channel. This is your survival guide. This is your blueprint for a successful life. Section 1, The Money Myth, Decoding Your Paycheck. Let's kick things off with one of the first most brutal lessons of the real world, the paycheck. You land your first job, you're hyped, you've calculated your hourly wage, and you're already spending it in your head. Then that first deposit hits your bank account, and it's smaller. A lot smaller. You glance at the pay stub and see a bunch of confusing words: federal, state, FICA. It honestly feels like you've been robbed before you even had a chance to spend your own money. This is the first money myth we need to bust. Your hourly wage is not what you take home. The reality is, a chunk of your earnings is paid in taxes. But think of it less as money being taken from you, and more as your contribution to the systems we all use, like roads, public schools, and national defense. FICA, which stands for the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, is your payment into Social Security and Medicare, basically, safety nets for your future, older self. Then you have federal and maybe state income taxes. The solution here isn't to get mad, it's to get informed. The first step to financial control is knowing exactly how much money you actually have to work with. This is your take-home pay, or net income. Here's a pro tip: before you even accept a job, use a free online paycheck calculator. You can plug in your hourly wage, your state, and how many hours you'll work, and it will give you a super close estimate of your actual take-home pay. This one move transforms you from a passive victim of your paycheck to an informed planner who knows exactly what to expect. This is the true foundation of financial control. Section 2, The Budgeting Blueprint, the 50/30/20 rule. Okay, so now you know your real income. What do you do with it? Let's be real, the word budget probably makes you want to click right off this video. It sounds restrictive, boring, and like something your parents would nag you about. Most of us start with the "I'll just try not to spend too much" method. How does that usually work out? You get to the end of the month, your account is dangerously close to zero, and you have no clue where all the money went. A coffee here, a new game there, take out with friends. Poof, it vanishes. The problem is the lack of a plan. But a plan doesn't have to be a prison. Let's reframe this. A budget isn't about restriction, it's about conscious direction. It's you telling your money where to go, instead of wondering where it went. The simplest, most effective blueprint to start with is the 50/30/20 rule. It's a guideline, not a strict law, and it's incredibly empowering. Here's how it works. You take your monthly take-home pay and slice it into percentages. First, 50% goes to your needs. These are the absolute must-haves. If you've moved out, this is your rent, utilities, groceries, and car insurance. If you're still at home, your needs might be your car payment, gas, or phone bill. These are the non-negotiables. Next, 30% is for your wants. This is the fun stuff. This is your entertainment, dining out, shopping, hobbies, video games, and vacations. Having a dedicated amount for once means you can spend it completely guilt-free. Finally, and most crucially, 20% goes to savings debt repayment. This is the category that builds your future. This is for paying off any debt you have, building an emergency fund, and yes, investing. We'll get to that. The magic of this rule is its simplicity. It forces you to be intentional. An actionable tip to make this even easier is to use a free budgeting app that connects to your bank account. It can automatically track and categorize your spending, showing you exactly how much you're spending on needs versus wants. You might be shocked to see how much your wants are actually costing you. This isn't about judging yourself, it's about gaining awareness. And awareness is always the first step toward change. Mid-video CTA, hey, if this is already starting to click and you're feeling even a little less overwhelmed, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It tells the YouTube algorithm that other teens need to see this survival guide, too. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because we are just scratching the surface. Section 3, The Saving Secret, Paying Yourself First. Alright, we talked about putting 20% of your income toward savings. But let's be honest. Most people intend to save. Their big plan is to just save whatever is left over at the end of the month. The problem? There is almost never anything left over. Life happens. An unexpected sale, last-minute concert tickets, a car repair. Your good intentions get shoved to next month. This is the single biggest mistake that keeps people broke. The solution is a radical shift in your thinking, a concept called pay yourself first. It's exactly what it sounds like. You need to stop thinking of savings as the leftover scraps. Instead, treat your savings like the most important bill you have to pay each month. The very moment you get your paycheck, before you pay rent, before you buy groceries, before you even think about those new sneakers, a portion of that money gets transferred directly into a separate savings account. The key to making this completely effortless is automation. Just log into your online banking and set up a recurring, automatic transfer. Tell your bank to move $50, or $100, or whatever you can swing, from your checking to your savings account the day after every payday. This removes willpower and forgetfulness from the equation. Your savings just happen in the background. Like magic, start small. Seriously, even if it's just $25 per paycheck. The amount is less important at the beginning than building the habit. Once you see that savings balance start to grow, it becomes addictive. This automated habit is the secret engine of wealth creation. This is how you build an emergency fund, that crucial cushion of 3 to 6 months of living expenses that protects you when life throws you a curveball. Don't wait to see what's left. Decide what your future is worth, and pay that bill first. Section 4, The Credit Code, Building Your Financial Reputation. Now for a word that you've probably heard adults use with a weird mix of fear and confusion: credit. What even is a credit score? It's one of the most misunderstood but critical numbers in your adult life. The problem is, a lot of teens think that no credit is the same as good credit. It's not. No credit is a blank page. And to a lender, a bank, or a landlord, a blank page is a total mystery box, a risk. Think of your credit score as your financial reputation. It's a number, usually between 300 and 850, that tells lenders how responsible you are with borrowed money. A good score makes life cheaper and easier. It gets you approved for an apartment, a car loan with a low interest rate, or even a cell phone plan without a huge security deposit. A bad score, or no score, can make all of those things way more difficult and expensive. So, how do you build a good reputation from scratch? It's a classic catch-22, you have to borrow money and pay it back responsibly. But how can you borrow money if no one will lend to you? Here are a few proven strategies to get started. First, ask a parent with a good credit history to add you as an authorized user on one of their credit cards. You might get a card with your name on it, and their on-time payments can start building your credit file. Second, once you turn 18, apply for a secured credit card. This is basically a starter card designed for building credit. You give the bank a small deposit, usually a few $100, and that deposit becomes your credit limit. You use it like a normal credit card for 6 to 12 months, and with on-time payments, the bank will often upgrade you to a regular unsecured card and give you your deposit back. The golden rule of credit cards is simple: use them for a small, planned purchase each month, like your Netflix subscription or a tank of gas, and pay the balance in full before the due date. Your payment history is the single most important factor in your credit score. Never, ever miss a payment. By doing this, you're proving your reliability and building a positive financial reputation, 1 month at a time. Section 5, the Investing Intro, Making Your Money Work for You. Thumbnails. Create eye-catching thumbnails. Vesting feels inaccessible and super risky. For many teens, the top investment strategies seem to be a savings account or just stashing cash at home. Thumbnails. Create eye-catching thumbnails. Vesting feels inaccessible and super risky. For many teens, the top investment strategies seem to be a savings account or just stashing cash at home. Thumbnails. Create eye-catching thumbnails. Vesting feels inaccessible and super risky. For many teens, the top investment strategies seem to be a savings account or just stashing cash at home. This brings us to our final skill, and it's the one that intimidates people the most: investing. The word probably conjures up images of Wall Street traders yelling into phones, complicated charts, and needing thousands of dollars just to play the game. That's the problem. In thumbnails, create eye-catching thumbnails, vesting feels inaccessible and super risky. For many teens, the top investment strategies seem to be a savings account or just stashing cash at home. Let's demystify this. At its core, investing is simply using your money to buy assets that have the potential to grow in value. Instead of you working for money, you're making your money work for you. The most common way to do this is by buying stocks, which are just tiny pieces of ownership in a company. The most powerful force in your financial life is something called compound interest. The simplest way to think of it is like a small snowball at the top of a really, really long hill. As it starts to roll, it picks up more snow, getting bigger. As it gets bigger, it picks up even more snow, even faster. That's your money when you invest it. Your initial investment earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns. The growth becomes exponential over time. Your single greatest advantage as a teen or young adult is time. Someone who starts investing just $100 a month at age 18 can end up with dramatically more money by retirement than someone who starts investing $500 a month at age 35. You're at the top of that long, snowy hill. The solution is to start small and start now. You don't need thousands of dollars. There are tons of apps today that let you start investing with as little as $5 by buying fractional shares of major companies. And once you have earned income from a job, you can open a Roth IRA, a retirement account with incredible tax advantages for young people. Over 40% of teens don't know what a 401k or retirement account is, putting them at a huge disadvantage. Don't let that be you. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to begin. Let's do a quick recap of the blueprint. It starts with understanding your paycheck so you know what you're really working with. Then, you give that money a purpose with the 50/30/20 budget. You build the unstoppable habit of saving by paying yourself first. You forge a strong financial reputation by building your credit score responsibly. And finally, you put your money to work for you by starting to invest, even if it's just a little bit. This might feel like a lot. But listen, no one is born knowing this stuff. These are skills, and just like any skill, they can be learned. This is the education you deserve. This channel is your hub, your classroom, and your survival guide for the real world. That feeling of being unprepared? We're going to replace it with confidence. That anxiety about the future. We're going to turn it into a plan. You are not destined to be broke or stressed about money. You just need the right map. This is it. So, if you're ready to stop feeling anxious and start feeling empowered, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single lesson. Your journey to success starts right now, and before you go, drop a comment below and let me know, what is the number one money question you wish school had answered for you? Your questions are going to shape the future of this channel. Welcome to the Teen Survival Channel.